Welcome to the Esthetician Coach Podcast, a podcast for estheticians that are ready to grow and scale their business to the next level. I'm your host and esthetician coach, Amber Boone. Join me each week for education, inspiration, and guided support to help you create a successful business and career on your terms. Welcome back to another episode of the Esthetician Coach Podcast. I'm so happy you're here today. We're discussing going solo as an esthetician. We're talking about the pros, the cons, and really everything in between. I've had several clients that have reached out with questions about the steps of going solo. I constantly see this in Facebook groups. So I thought this would be a great opportunity and a great topic to dive into on today's episode. Be sure you listen until the end. I'm going to go over the list of signs that you are ready to go solo as an esthetician. Let's get started. I've created a list of questions to think about before going solo as an esthetician. Do you currently have experience being an esthetician? How confident are you in your skill set as an esthetician? If you're not confident in what you're offering or in the treatments you're performing, it's going to be harder for you to sell yourself and your business to your clients if you're not confident in your skill set. Another thing to think about, do you have the money and the time to invest in continuing education? So if you're going solo right out of aesthetics school, there's still going to be a lot to learn. It's not impossible to do, and I've seen many estheticians do it very successfully right out of school. But there is still a learning curve and still a lot of things that you need to learn out of school. So are you willing to make that investment in time and money in continuing with your education and learning and staying up to date on the things that you need to know in the industry? Have you saved up at least 6 to 12 months of living expenses and preferably business expenses so that you can pay the rent? Have you created a solo mindset? What I mean by this, are you resilient in the tough times? Do you have confidence in what you are trying to build and achieve in your business? And are you determined to make this work no matter what? Having a support system in place will help. So do you have a strong support system in place? People in your family, your friends, or other estheticians or business owners to lean on and get advice from when you need it? Or maybe you're just feeling down. If not, create one now. So now we're going to dive into individual topics. Location. How much will renting a space cost you? What equipment are you going to need? Make a list of everything you will need to start your business and the cost of what each thing is going to cost you. How much will it cost you to bring on a professional skincare line for back bar and retail? Research this now so that you're not shocked or surprised. So break down the initial cost of going solo, from renting a space, the equipment that you are going to need, the products that are going to be required, and that way you know upfront the initial cost of opening your space. Defining and creating your brand. What makes you unique as an esthetician? Why will you stand out from your competition? How will you create an experience that keeps your clients coming back? Those are things that you need to think about before opening your doors. I would write the answers to each of those questions out. What makes you unique? How will you stand out? And what experience will you create to keep your clients coming back? The fun part is choosing a name, logo, color scheme, and a brand voice to reflect your style and your values. And those are all important. And I feel like that is probably the funnest part, at least for me, because I like to be creative. But this is really the least of your concerns because you can always rebrand down the road. But do take some time deciding on these things, just not too much. Don't get stuck with indecision. So make good decisions and move forward. So you definitely want to create an online presence. It's not going to be the only way you grow, but it is going to help you grow. And I feel like it's just vital that we have those in place when we own a business these days. So you want to create a website and social media channels. Pick your favorites. I would recommend at least 2 to start, maybe Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever your clients are the most is the ones I would pick to promote on and to advertise on and to educate on. So start a professional account on each of these with your business name and your logo, not your personal account. Start a brand new, fresh business page. This is also a great time to research online baking platforms. Square, Gloss Genius, Figaro, to name a few. Find out the cost, find out what each offers, find out what's going to work best for you and your business and the cost up front so that you can plan that into your budget. Let's talk location and space. So finding the right location can be super important for you and your business success. So do your research, do your homework. If you're in school and you know right now that you're going solo, start your research now. There are a variety of options that you can choose from, but you just want to be up to date and know your cost on all of them. So first up is a home studio, but you want to check with your licensing board, your cosmetology board for the requirements, because a lot of them, you have to have a separate entrance, you have to have a separate bathroom. Make sure you know what they require so that you are in compliance and won't get shut down. So you could rent a building out or a private space if you wanted to, and possibly rent out rooms to other providers or professionals. That's an option. You can rent a room in a spa, suite, or salon. But here are a few things that I want you to think about if you're thinking about renting a room from someone. Is the space quiet? So check them out during the busy times. See how loud the environment is with the door shut of the room that you're going to be in. Check out their lighting. Is there an option to dim the lights? If not, create your plan of what you're going to do for that. How will you do laundry? It's an important thing to think about because we as estheticians have a lot of laundry to do. So are you going to be taking it home? Do they have laundry facilities on site for you to use? So those are good things to ask and think about when you're renting from someone. What type of waiting area are they going to have for your client? Is the space, the room that you're renting, is it going to be big enough for your bed and your equipment and your whole setup? Will it be easy for you to work around if you're waxing or doing a facial? It's not going to be too tight of a space for you. And another thing, do you like the decor? If not, is it something they will allow you to change? Because you're going to be looking at it all day, every day. So you want it to be something aesthetically pleasing to the eyes for you and your client. And also think about the type of contract or lease that you have to sign. Think about how long you want that to be, and you want to be in that space and the consequences of breaking that lease or contract. Know those up front, so know what you're dealing with, what you'll be facing if you need to break that contract for any reason, or how long you plan on being in that space and what makes sense for you to sign that contract or lease for a certain amount of time. More considerations for location. Access. How easy will it be for your clients to find you? How is traffic around the area? So is it going to be easy for them to locate you when they come for their first appointment? Parking. What parking looks like for your clients? Is there plenty of parking spaces? Is it free parking? Do they have to pay to park? Will you be able to validate it if they do have to pay to park? And also, we talked about this a little bit before, the brand. Does the space align with the environment and the brand that you're trying to create for yourself and for your business? And another one that I've only been made aware of, I guess, since I've worked in so many different environments, is these smells. Is there a restaurant in the same building? Are you going to be smelling food all day as you're doing appointments? Are they doing nails or hair? Are you going to be smelling, what kind of chemicals are they using? Are you going to be smelling? Are they going to, seep into your room? So what smells will you experience in your treatment room? Sounds silly, but it's a good one to think about. Trust me. Okay, so we've talked about all of the different things you need to look out for your location and things that you need to think about when you're looking for a space to practice in. Now we're going to talk about marketing strategy and attracting new clients, because we need the new clients, right? When we're starting out solo. How will you get your first clients? Have you thought about that? Have you put a plan together? You're going to want to create a marketing plan before you ever open your doors, and what this looks like for you to get new clients in the door, and have a strategy and a plan before you even start. Open house, grand opening are good ways to, when you first open your business, to promote word of mouth. Tell literally everybody you know about your business and what you're doing and where your space is. Create an amazing introductory offer for your new clients. Do you have an existing network that you can reach out to? and ask for some referrals and let them know what you're doing and opening your new business. So these are all things to think about. These are just a few things that you can put in your marketing plan, but you definitely want to have a marketing plan because we just can't open the door. I mean, we can, but we shouldn't just open the doors and hope that because we've opened and we have our esthetician license that people are going to see us and start coming. That may happen a few times, but you also have to really plan and strategize to get those new clients in the door. You want to be utilizing your social media. So create a budget when you're creating your business plan and your budget. Create a budget for social media ads to target your ideal clientele. Start an email marketing list and start this for existing and future clients so that you can get in their inbox and not just tell them about specials that you're offering, but you're going to stay top of mind by educating them and letting them know what's happening in your business and just sharing your experience along the way. Collaborate with other local businesses. That's a huge one. Network within your immediate and local community. And this is going to be huge in the beginning. Start networking now. And I feel like I can't talk about new clients without talking about client retention because it's so huge to keep the clients once you get them in the door. So it's important to think about creating an amazing client experience for every client. Treat every client as if they're VIP. Lead with value, education, and transformation. And create a loyalty program for your loyal clients. This will go a long way and keep them coming back. Another piece of advice, get good at selling. And selling is something you can learn. I wasn't good at it right out of aesthetics school. So I know that you can learn this. You are going to be selling yourself and your treatments and your products. So you need to learn effective techniques and craft your skill set. It's a skill like anything else. But instead of thinking of it as selling, because sometimes we think we're being pushy or we don't want to ask for the sale, think of it as educating your client and sell them on the transformation and the benefits that they're going to receive from you, not the product or the treatment itself, but sell them on the transformation and benefits. Keep that in the back of your mind. And it'll never feel like you're being salesy, but it'll feel like you're being educational and providing them value and letting them know what they're going to get from this treatment or product. Okay, let's talk about the legalities of opening your business. So you need to decide on a business structure. Choose, what works best for you. And this is going to be based on taxes and liability. You can be a sole proprietor. You can have an LLC, you can make a corporation. An accountant would be great to ask this information. And I would suggest researching and hiring an accountant as well. This is going to save you a lot of time and stress and worry. They are also the best ones that you can ask about what you can claim and count off on your taxes. So I would do that early on. I would set a budget for this, and that will save you a lot of stress and heartache. Licensing and registration. So you'll need to check with your local government, business license and tax IDs. Those are things that you're going to need to open your business. And you'll need to see what's needed for your state and county. Typically, it's a business license and you can get a tax ID number. But check with them just to make sure you are good on those local laws. Shop license. So this is something sometimes we forget about, but check with your licensing board or cosmetology board because oftentimes you'll have to get a shop license and you'll have to renew that yearly. So check with them on the requirements. You want to check your local zoning laws and obtain all the necessary permits, especially if you're working from home or a specific location. You want to be up to date on that and know the laws in that area. Insurance, you're going to want general liability, professional liability, property, and renter's insurance to protect your business. Consent and liability forms. Go ahead and create clear client consent and liability forms, your terms of service. This will be beneficial when you're starting out because you'll already have those things in place. So there are a lot of things to think about when opening a new business. And hopefully, I've shed a little bit of light on things that you need to consider and research. There are going to be a lot of challenges along the way, but there's also going to be successes to celebrate. So this is such a fun industry to be in. And I say it all the time, but I truly mean it. I just believe that we have so many opportunities as estheticians, and it's just an amazing career. The key is when you're going solo or opening a business, the key is preparation, planning, and resilience. So how do you know if you're ready to be a solo esthetician? So here are some signs that you are ready to go solo. You have a budget for your business. You have created a marketing plan. You have done your research and homework on your space. You have a good support system around you, or you plan to create one. You are confident in your abilities to sell through educating your clients on the transformation and the benefits that they will receive from your treatments and your products. You commit to doing weekly and monthly check-ins on your business health and finances and making changes as necessary, because sometimes you're going to have to change things around. You're going to have to change things up, do things different, and that's okay. You have at least 6 months of living expenses and business rent set aside. You're prepared to stay the course and succeed even on the hard days. And when something's not working, as I was saying before, you are committing to finding a way to make it work, changing what you need to, and asking for help. I know I've given you a lot of information to think about, but I just want you to be prepared and successful to crush your goals of having your own esthetician business. So if you do feel like you need more guidance or support in your journey, I do offer one-on-one coaching sessions for estheticians, and you can find more information on that in the show notes if you're interested. I have a quote for you though. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you're doing, you will be successful. And I truly believe that if you love what you're doing, you will find a way to make this work and to be successful. Let me know in the comments what topics you want to learn more about on this podcast. Thank you so much for being here with me and sharing this journey. It means so much. Tune in next week for more on the business of being an esthetician. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Esthetician Coach Podcast. If you want more esthetician growth strategies and tips, go follow me on Instagram at Esthetician Coach. Don't forget to subscribe. I would love it if you left a review and shared it with your favorite estheticians. Keep doing the work, stay positive, and I'll see you next week.